Yeah, there's a car kind of idling over there, as you can see. It's time now, let's see. 10:13. I'm gonna go this way tonight. Switch up. 10:13 p.m. Let's see if there's a lookout person here. Sometimes they'll have somebody back here. I think these things up here are LED lights as well. Although they don't continue all the way down there, so. Let's see what we have tonight. There's no lights from here all the way down to where the bridge is there. Yet, still they'll have people sometimes wandering back and forth here with no light after, like, what is it now? It's like 10:15 or 10. Well, it's 10:13 when I exited there. So. But if you know how Ottawa is at night, it's typically very quiet after like 9 p.m. in most areas. Aside from like the Bywood Market and a few areas down there. It's not like Toronto at all, where there's, even the downtown areas are pretty quiet after like 9 p.m. here in Ottawa. Yet somehow, when I come through here, it's just usually a lot of times swarming with people. So they'll have the surveillance role players wherever you go. Last Friday they had a lot more of the, what did I say? Exactly, right? No light here either. He's got a little bit light at the back of it, but like if you look down there, completely still. And up here he's going around there, yeah. So they're gonna put somebody, like you're not gonna walk from there, see the edge of there? You're not gonna walk from there to out here usually, even at like 10 p.m. at night when everything's dark, without them sending at least a few people around. Has to look natural though. Most of the time they try to do it natural, unless it's somebody who they're really trying to put to evoke a reaction. But a lot of times as well, it's just about putting people around the area. And so seldom will I walk down here at night, even with, as you can see, there's no lights from there. The lights end there, coming down here. Yet seldom will I walk down here after 10 p.m. and not have at least somebody come by there, which is, says a lot. Considering how quiet Ottawa would typically be at nighttime. So, usually up ahead you'll get either you'll get police or some type of first responders, and then maybe special constables, and a bunch of bikers probably too, a bunch of motorcycle gangs as they come up to the street. Sometimes right here as well. Depends on the night. So, just the one person there at the end. But so as you come out here, I think these are LED lights, I'm pretty sure. Up around here. One thing that was very noticeable in that recent video, I didn't notice it really until I watched it through, was how that cop signals to the person at the motel who was a community-based agent. Wait till this guy goes. Yeah, he made that hand signal, hand across the chest, kind of nodded towards him as the person came out. That's because whenever there's an interaction, they want a bunch of people around too. It's also just to, make you feel uncomfortable, and because they know that I'm aware of how that works with the community policing system, where they just, okay, so here we go too, right? I'll show you. So we're after 10 p.m. We're just going to wait till we get a clear path where there aren't people swarming out. We'll just wait back here. Let's go further back. Someone will probably come from this direction too. I'll just show you here. Yeah, so it's just carrying a scooter there. It's supposed to look natural, but like I said, I went around the other way, and they make sure they put people over around here too. So pathway there. But yeah, he clearly was signaling to that person. And then a few days before when I went over there, a guy comes out of that motel and stands at the edge of the parking lot. So they're putting people in there to do the assignments. And it's I think that's a relatively inexpensive place. There's another one there. See how it is, huh? So we come to another one there. I guarantee you, if you look down this way just before I came up here, there was no one up here, right? But just give them a minute. Down there in the trail, just the one bicyclist, but someone will probably come up here if I stand here for any length of time. When I exited the station, it was 10:13 p.m. 10:19 now. So, yeah. See, what did I say? All right, exactly. It's 10:19. So it's swarming around the area everywhere, and it's meant to look natural too, right? So they just put them wherever you are. It's supposed to look natural. But we'll turn here and we'll go back. Because they don't want to give you anything that you can use to show that they're breaking the law. There's another one there, right? See how many have gone by? Another one there. So as I go this way, just flooding the area with people after 10 at night. Now, going up and down this street here, like I've spoken of before, no one would really be walking back and forth up here because there's buses that run from the train station, which is right down there. So we've seen, like 7 or 8 coming up this way just since I've come out from the trail here to go up. And CSIS puts people wherever you are, and they'll try to make it look natural, try to make it look like they're just there. Let's see where he's going. He's going to go across the trail. I've never seen anyone else crossing that trail at this time of night, really, that I can recall. So that's about 7 or 8 people on this side, 2 on bicycles in the total darkness there. Let's see what we have here as I come up. And where did that guy go? Is he going across the field? I'll just wait. Looks like he might be. Then as we come up to the road there, the main road, there will be some sort of first... Okay. See, as soon as you go to move them to this side too here. Again, right? Watch. Flooding the area, right? Flooding the area with people. They have to make it look like it's natural, right? But they'll have a bunch of people here. Some of them, I think, just get dropped off in the area. And then so as I come out, if I go the other way, the closer way, they'll have some street theater skits set up where I go to enter. On the Friday, immediately they have a guy coming right to the gates where I'm about to enter at like 10:45 p.m. when that place is, usually really quiet. Another actor here wearing a mask. This is about what do we got, like 14 or 15 people since I came out from back there. So I can hear that side too. See? Notice that's just buzzing with people now here, right? So I'm taking an alternate route. I sometimes take this route. I switch it up a bit. This is a little bit longer to get to where I'm working. And this is what you get every night. There would be no one here, typically. Here. And then back here you saw the 2 bicyclists here that passed. Total darkness back there, yet they're out for a bike ride. So let me check it out this side. Is that 20 yet? That's got to be like 20 since I walked up from back there. Okay. We'll wait. No. See how this is done. Once they've falsely labeled you a domestic terrorist, they just lie to all these people and tell them they're doing a good thing and, keeping watch over the community, and this is what you get. So if I would have went the other way by the gates, they had something ready there at the back. If I would have went to the back area where I often go, since I didn't go that way, they just have all the... Check it out now. Now somebody's going to come up here too. Like I said, if I stand here for any length of time. Look at this. Now, those who know how quiet Ottawa is at night knows how ridiculous and bizarre this looks, right? And then, check it out. Also, you'd know that hardly anyone at nighttime walks from the station to up here because there's buses that run fairly late. I don't think that they run all the way through the night because there isn't as much demand for them because normally it's so quiet. So there too as well, right? And see how many we got. Now, if those people there are going to the train station, they would have just remained on the bus. I mean, it doesn't make any... Well, it does make sense if you understand why they're being sent. So that's why I like to record these things. And then this side, someone else will eventually come up from here too. So just encircling the area, as you see, as I try to go to work, take an alternate route to go to work, and they just flood it with people. You wouldn't see this at all. I know that for certain. If you had a camera here before I came out from there, I bet you in the last hour, there were maybe like 3 or 4 people that walked by in the last hour. And now, you can see that, over 20 there, I think. Okay, so let's make our way over here. We'll see how many more people they've got flooding out here. And anyone who says, oh, they wouldn't put all that time and effort into it, yeah, they would. They absolutely would. And they do. Because the people who do these things are crooked as anything you can imagine, okay? So when you realize that they don't do anything legitimate and then they just terrorize law-abiding citizens, then yeah, you understand, of course they would put this much time into doing these things to people who speak out against their corruption. They absolutely would. They absolutely have enough people who are dumb enough to partake in these things, or just willing to partake in it out of greed and selfishness. So those generic arguments hold no weight, and we will move down here now and see what we get. So the flood looks to have subsided. There's one person on that side there, and we'll continue on here. Okay, and then up here we'll get first responders and some of the stalking Freemason motorcycle gangs, who also terrorize and harass people with noise campaigns all night throughout various areas where they have people on watch lists. They don't care who it is. If it's a 10-year-old child, they'll do the same thing to them. That's the type of people that you're dealing with here, unfortunately. But they will do that. I recall having these cars with the really noisy engines going all the way back to when I was basically in high school. Here's a car doing a U-turn there as I come up, going back the way he came. So they absolutely will even target children. That's how sick these people are. Another one here on this side. I'm just going to cross, so we'll give it a second here. Like I said, they flood the area whenever I go anywhere, essentially. So if you see the area here, though, it stands out a lot more. So that's why I like to get a bit of footage. And they could have that bylaw guy or somebody come over here. A lot of times they will. So wait till we get a clear path. Yeah, they have that guy, what's his name, Mike, the guy who comes and just parks here and sits here and does nothing, the bylaw guy, who I spoke with before, who they sent back almost to drive into me intentionally previously. See if we get a constable here now. Yeah, so that side there, as you can see too. Let's see what I did here. Awesome. And it looks like he's got like a light held onto his crotch area. What the heck is that? I got so in a second here. You can see it too, right? As soon as I come up there. So that's from 20 plus people coming down this side in the last few minutes there. Okay. All part of the operation, and you know, they're told to make it look natural, but when you have that many people pouring out of there at this time at night, anyone can see it's not natural. Okay, we'll go again now. You see, he's going to go down the trail, which is completely dark. Watch. Let's see if he does. I'll turn around here and we'll see. Yeah, see, he's going down the trail there. It's complete darkness back there, right? And if you saw at the station, there's not many people there anyway. So, like, more people have come down here in the amount of time that I've come out of there than there is at the entire train station. But I guess they all just have to go down there now. Look at how quiet it is there. He's going for a walk in total darkness at like 10:20 p.m. There. Seems like a really normal thing to do. And well, let's see what else we have up here. So thus far, a flood of CSIS people there as they take an alternate route. Again here, so they'll use all walks of life, all ages. When I went into the Walmart on Saturday, they had this elderly couple in front of me waiting at the returns area because they knew I had to return a TV. And then, so I went and got what I needed after that, after I returned the TV. And then as I'm about to exit, check this out. Is this guy going to go across the field? I'll just turn back if he is. I'll show you. I went to exit. The same elderly couple is exiting right on cue with me. So, you know, they'll use people of all ages, all walks of life to do such things. And they've all been enlisted. Looks like a rabbit there. Yeah, rabbit there. Let's see, he's going that way. So as I come down here, we'll probably have more. Let's see what we have. Timestamp in the glasses is accurate, and according to this, it's 10:28 p.m. So I came out from the station at 10:13 p.m. So about 15 minutes there. And a flood of people on the street there, and then other people going down it to walk into absolute pitch darkness along a trail where there's no light at after 10 p.m. at night. CSIS people again, because they have to, do the community watch thing. So there's someone who speaks the truth in the area, so we have to harass them and do neighborhood watch. Keep everyone safe from hearing the truth. Keep everyone, make sure everyone is only hearing lies and only accepting lies. And so if you speak the truth, they'll label you a domestic terrorist in this country. That's how it goes. Okay, so let's see. No synchronizations with ambulances or police cars. There maybe as I come down here, there will be. So about 10:30 now. I'll have to do a count of the amount of people that came out there when I look at that footage. Quite a lot. Okay. Let's see. Parking by law enforcement, police, and fire truck. What are we going to have here? An ambulance. All doing their part to lie. You have to fulfill your obligation to the communitarian system, and you have to do what is for the greater good of the community. So that means lying and deceiving people and participating in staged theatrical events. If you don't do that, you're not doing your part for the community, right? So you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to lie incessantly and train your kids to lie and be deceitful and to spy on their neighbors. And if you're not doing that, well, you're not pulling your weight for the communitarian system. The great system it is, huh? So all that matters is for the greater good of the community. So you have to lie and deceive for the greater good of the community. You'll have to harass innocent people for the greater good of the community. And that's the system that they have. You have to train your children to break laws and to participate in stalking activities, to lie incessantly, to spy on their neighbors. If you don't do that, you're not doing what's for the greater good of the community, and you will be ostracized. That's how it is here. That's no exaggeration.
and some of the people responsible for orchestrating these criminal harassment noise campaigns involving these criminal motorcycle gangs that have followed me and stalked me and harassed me pretty much everywhere I've gone for 4 years. On behalf of CSIS would include this psychopath here in the picture, and that is drug trafficking Freemason Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs. A complete criminal and psychopath who is devoid of empathy, but who can put on a show when he goes out in front of the media cameras to lie compulsively about everything his officers do, including trafficking narcotics. Of course, this criminal psychopath knows all about that and is involved in that as well. And so his officers, when they're off duty, because I've exposed them as a bunch of corrupt, psychopath, child abuse enabling Freemasons, partake in driving back and forth in front of my workplace all night to criminally harass me. So that's drug trafficking Freemason Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs, who is a part of these activities as well. And the next individual is drug trafficking psychopath Freemason Daniel Rogers, who is the head of Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS, and we've shown his picture before in many videos. And he is at the helm of orchestrating these criminal harassment campaigns. Also, he orchestrates these situations where they're sending people to follow me to and from my workplace. And Daniel Rogers took over for the psychopath, criminal, and murderer David Vigneault, who was also active in terrorizing and harassing law-abiding Canadian citizens who speak out against corruption. So that's drug trafficking, child abuse enabling Freemason Daniel Rogers, who is at the helm of these activities. We will continue to talk about him consistently and name the people involved in these activities regularly.
But he got me where I need to go. At the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Right? Timing here. Camouflage pants too, right? Notice how this is timed. As soon as I'm going over there, he just pops up from there. And this is the guy with the biker here, the motorcyclist. Yeah, this looks like that might be that guy who in the motel over there. I don't know. Looks back. Does the act. You notice he looked back at me, so he appeared there just in front, going in front of me. He's gonna go over to the drinks, stand there, pretend to browse, probably. see what he does here. Actually, I know what I need anyways. Second one right away. On cue as I arrive. Let's show the second one there. Look at check it out. Notice he's getting on the phone now. So notice that? He gets on the phone. He goes in, he gets on the phone. They're standing by the drinks. Notice that? Standing over by the drinks there where I would normally go, as you can see. And then the other guy shows up right as I get to the door. Look, see the guy standing by the drinks with the black hoodie? Let's go back here. Second here. Yeah, and then the second guy on the bike there shows up and another one here, watch. Right as I get here, right? So that's 3. I think he's going to go in 2. We'll see. See if he goes in. The guy with the black hoodie showed up. Now he's coming out again, okay. And the second guy showed up right literally as I got by the door. This is another one too. You can see how he went over to the drinks, then he held up the phone to talk on the phone to ask what he should do. And just turn back here. And it looks like he's following. I'll just turn from here. Sorry. No select too, huh? Perpetrator there. So yeah, notice how he showed up like right on cue, and then he like looks at me funny after. So he's gonna go to the motel, probably in the motel. Yeah, he's one of the ones they're putting up there, I think, in the motel. Okay, the other guy's still in here, I guess, with the bicycle. Let's give it a second here. I'll turn back and then I'll go. He didn't buy anything either, right? See, there's nothing in the guy's hand. If he bought something, he put it in his pocket. Because it doesn't look like he bought anything. He just went into the store to go in front of me. Went over to the drink area, where the drinks, where they know I normally go. Got on a phone, looked out at me. And then he saw I wasn't coming in. He didn't buy anything at all, as you can see. Didn't buy anything. So let's see how long the guy on the bike's going to take. He's been in there for a few minutes. He's been told to do the same thing, I assume. And then when I turned there's like a kid on a bike right behind me. Yeah, he's at the motel. See, exactly. That was one of the people from the motel who they're putting up. Could be the guy who they had to come out the other night there. But that's him there. And the guy on the bicycle is still in there. But yeah, you saw that, right? He was there right away. As soon as I go towards the door. You can see him wearing those camouflage pants too. And then he kind of glares at me as I come back around. But that's one of the ones CSIS is putting up there at the motel there. He didn't buy it. If he bought anything, he's concealing it. Because it doesn't look like he bought anything. They know I usually go over to the drink, so they just sent him